I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a piece of the net. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
So, so in addition, well, as I told you, I got rid of my student loans. I did it for myself first through the old third-party debt collector letter, which was a long letter, had a lot of legalese in it, and it worked. It was effective. But then after a while, it was kind of tough for people to get it done. It was taking longer. All right, so let's go into the strategies. First, we need to know who is a debt collector. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, a debt collector generally is a person or a company that regularly collects debts owed to others, usually when those debts are past due. So, most student loans, I would say about 99% of them are never collected by the person who you took the loan out with at the school. If you could even remember because when you're in school, you just sign the paperwork. You don't know who the bank was. You don't remember that. All you know, you needed to get that money in so you could start your classes. How many people remember the actual bank that they signed the loan with? Anybody?
I do not.
You do not know who it is. You just remember
I have no idea.
Right.
No.
You don't even know who did this. But you were signing your name away on this thing. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because how they positioned this to you is you can't start classes until you fill this out. That was the highlight. And that's key to the new to this bill, this $6 billion bill that they're allowing to go through because of unfair debt loan practices. That is an unfair practice when you're going in front of a kid that's just coming out of high school to go into college, and you put the pressure. He wants to go to school, she wants to go to school, and all you keep saying is you can't stop classes until your financial aid is in. They don't give you clear-cut understanding of what you're doing with these contracts. They just tell you, you fill out all of the paperwork. Hey, this is what you qualify. Sign right here. Am I right or wrong?
You are right.
That's it. And if you want to start classes, that's unfair. You're not telling a person, well, you're going to be paying this loan off. You don't have to pay it while you're in school, but the interest is still accruing the whole time you're in school. So, and then when you go into forbearance and all of these other things, it's still accruing. So basically, you're saddled with a lifetime payment, pretty much, because after a while, that interest is just building up the whole time. But you're not thinking about that. It's party time in school. So, debt collectors include collection agencies or lawyers who collect debts as part of their business. So a lawyer is a debt collector. Just because it says attorney at law and all this other nonsense, he is a debt collector, and he's still got to follow the rules just of the debt collector laws. And he can be sued for even asking you for money that don't belong to him. Right? There are also companies that bypass through debts from creditors or other businesses and then try to collect them. These debt collectors are also called debt collection agencies, debt collection companies, or debt buyers. Now, when it comes to student loans, you have what you call loan services, which is Fed Loan Services, Fed Loan, Navient, Nelnet. Those are the three I can only remember right now. I'm sure there's others. All of those are services. When it says there's services, that means you don't owe them a dime. They're collecting on behalf of someone else. Here's the problem with student loans. Just like I asked in the beginning, do you even remember who you signed the loan with? Do you even have the original paperwork? Now, the reason why my method is effective is because I tell the people that's coming after me for money, I don't even know who you are. I don't owe you a dime. And I don't. I don't admit to any debts or any student loans. I didn't take out a student loan with Nelnet. I didn't take out a student loan with Fed Loan Services or Navient. which used to be Sally Mae. I don't know if y'all know that. Sally Mae is still around. They just changed their name to Navient. That's not a new loan student loan services. Sally Mae just got such a bad reputation. They have, like, I forgot what it is. You see, that's what they do when they get a bad reputation. They go and do a name change on their books. So all of these companies are debt collectors. Sorry, didn't have my mic on. Peace, everybody. It's Thursday. Normally this would be question and answer day. It can be still. It can still be a question and answer day. And I showed y'all a sample of the new student loan webinar to knock out those debts. Listen, the clock is ticking because they're about to start asking y'all for money. Y'all had 3 years off? Y'all didn't have to pay. Now they're gonna have their hand out. Time to pay up. But if you've been following me for any amount of time, I tell you how to shut that down. Some people just don't take me serious when I talk about these student loans and how they can get rid of them. Some people want to protect their credit so much that they want to do it a little bit at a time. They don't do exactly what I said. So they still fighting. They got some done and some still they're fighting. And if they'd have done it all at the same time, because if they were afraid of that number, that credit score. Listen, I've had bad looking credit, excellent looking credit, bad looking credit. Listen, I got credit cards when I was in bankruptcy. They sent me credit cards. Listen, I'm not afraid of a number. I'm not going to allow a number to trap me into not being able to do commerce and still get a good deal. Okay? So do y'all realize the prisons they set up for our minds? Let me turn this music down. Hang on. I'm about to go in on y'all. About to go in. Do y'all realize the prisons they set up for y'all on y'all minds and y'all consciousness? You gotta have this credit. You gotta have that. You got it. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You gotta that. Listen, I'm sorry. You don't have to do all of that stuff. And then they got people teaching y'all this stuff. These little things. I have broken all of the so-called rules that they say you gotta follow to get stuff. I proved all that right and did it all legitimately. I proved it all wrong. See, you have been. Hold on. Let me turn the music up. Yeah, I forgot my ritual. Hold on. A minister and a drinker. And I don't drink to get drunk. I drink to get drunk. I drink for a purpose. And tonight, I'm going to drink to someone I haven't thought about in a long time. Well, I think about him, but not deeply lately. And that was my brother, passed February of 2002. No, January of 2002. Like January the 29th. It was exactly 30 days later my oldest son was born. So he never got to see any of his nieces and nephews because I was the first one to have a child. I was the first one to have a child. And I started thinking about him today. So this is to you, Devin. And share your wisdom from the other side. All right. Man, that was a strong one. Something must be going to come through. Listen, we might not even get to talk about American National Status Correction. We should. They got all of this stuff set up for y'all to believe in. You got to have this score. You got to have that. You got to have this. And you got to have only reputation I'm worrying about is my business credit. Only reputation I'm worrying about is my trust credit. That's it. I prime that good enough, get it right, I get anything. Right now, I have a card that has credit. I mean, I have a trust that my trust has credit. My businesses, all of them have credit. I mean, just financed to do our company, me and Ahmed's company. Well, all of our companies, my boys included, they headed out to Indiana right now to drop a load. Someone paid us good money. They needed something dropped, and they was willing to pay. So did all of that. I mean, I'm just talking about from February into this moment to now. After that, got a truck. Now we got 2 brand new trucks on the road. No personal credit to back it. And if things go well, we'll have 3 come the end of the summer. I'm hoping to have it by the end of July or maybe somewhere in August. But I just got to find a person who's going to be behind the wheel that I can trust. So this is how I know that we've been played. Because once you get into these things, you start to see what the truth is. But a lot of people will not move forward because they believe the falsehoods that they've been taught. They believe the ghetto logic. They believe the hearsay. They believe that they got to keep making these monthly little payments on these student loans that they've gotten 10 years ago that the bank done sold off to someone else and got paid off. You think a bank is holding your student loan for 10 years? For real? You really believe that? Or did he get you to get the loan, bundle it up, and resell it to some debt buyer? But ultimately got your loan paid off. Because that's not the original credit. But see, they got y'all believing in these games, and you think, oh, I got this. Somebody actually asked me this question. Woo! Evan must be having something to say, bro. Are you should drink it and it'll be that strong? Somebody asked me the other day, would my degree be the proof that I took out the loan? See, that's the thinking of someone who's bought the Kool-Aid, who's drinking the Kool-Aid and not really seeing things for what it is. It always reminds me of that movie Training Day. And Denzel Washington used to always say this thing. What's that saying? Somebody put it in chat. It's not what it's what you can prove that becomes the truth. I don't know exactly. Okay, let me see. Training Day quote. If somebody can put it in the chat. Audience participation. Okay, come on. Think let me see if y'all got it in the chat yet. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Right. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And that's how the court is. You know how many people go to jail or for lies? My camera's getting a little blurry there. Not see, fix that. Come on, clear up, camera. It's focusing on my mic better than it. There we go. Um, Now many people go to jail for lies because they got the jury to prove something to the jury that wasn't true. This world doesn't work on the truth. The world, the worldly world, the negative world doesn't operate off the truth, and don't expect it to do so. So, with that being said, yeah, you got the degree, you got all of that, but can they prove you did it? They're not going to come and bring your diploma as proof. They're not going to, look at this diploma, he got this. Because diploma doesn't mean that you got the loan. You could have paid some other way. Who knows? The thing is, you got the burden and proof is on them to prove that you owe them. The burden of proof is on Navient, on Nelnet, Fed loans to prove that you owe them money. That's where the burden of proof is. So y'all acquiesce in it. Y'all just pay. And I understand. I mean, it's understandable. You've been sold, you bought the Kool-Aid and you're drinking it, and it's sweet and bitter at the same time. It's sweet when you went to school. Now it's bitter because you got to make the payments every month. I know there's people right now who know me very well, and they still playing around with the student loan. They ain't doing nothing. Because they don't believe. They believe in the Matrix. The Matrix got them. It was a saying we used to say for people who was a crackhead. Scotty got that body. That's what's happening. The Matrix got the body. They believe it. Nothing is as it seems. Your religion, your government, your school system, nothing is what it seems. And this is not conspiracy theory talking. This is truth. Nothing. What you think you know, you don't know. And once you think you know, you don't know. There's always something to reveal the ultimate truth. You see? Y'all gotta realize y'all have power. And the one power you have to have is curiosity. That is a power to get curious, to look deeper than what's being handed you. That's a power. Use it. Because if you look deeper, you start to realize, wait a minute, I am limiting myself because I choose to believe just this. And I hold tight to that. Like someone, we having a seminar in Atlanta, and so it's going to be a lot of church folks involved, and they sort of all see an eye. They said, "Oh, that's demonic." I told the guy, I said, "Why don't you just ask them what they think it means? Where did their interpretation come from?" I guarantee you, no one will even answer that question or know how. They'll just say, "No, it's just this." Why? Because they have been hard programmed to believe that the all-seeing eye is an evil thing. And I said, well, if they don't like the all-seeing eye, then they need to stop using government money because the all-seeing eye is on that money. I guarantee you, they ain't saying it's evil then. See, hypocrites. Hold on, this is my son. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You're on the road. Hang on. Hold on a second, Xavier. There we go. Woo. We're not going back over the last 3 slides. They're not even necessary. Just kind of introductory. I'll just dub it in. So, in addition, well, as I told you, I got rid of my student loans. I did it for myself first through the old third-party debt collector letter, which was a long letter, had a lot of legalese in it, and it worked. It was effective. But then after a while, it was kind of tough for people to get it done. It was taking longer. All right, so let's go into the strategies. First, we need to know who is a debt collector. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, a debt collector generally is a person or a company that regularly collects debts owed to others, usually when those debts are past due. So, most student loans, I would say about 99% of them are never collected by the person who you took the loan out with at the school. If you could even remember because when you were in school, you just signing paperwork. You don't know who the bank was. You don't remember that. All you know, you needed to get that money in so you could start your classes. How many people remember the actual bank that they signed the loan with? Anybody?
I do not.
You do not know who it is. You just remember
I have no idea.
Right.
No.
You don't even know who did this. But you were signing your name away on this thing. Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Because how they positioned this to you is you can't start class. I'm sorry, that was they picking up a load, and the guy wants to load some more stuff on there to go into. They're headed to Indiana, so they want to load something else to go, and he wants to pay my son's extra $500 or lower. But I said, nope, we can't do that. That manifest has to be exactly how it is. You know, when you do these things, you have a contract, and you cannot load. If you say you're going to be a full load or what you call a full, where you're not going to carry any other freight on there but what's on here, I take that short money to lose the big money. No, and lose my relationship with the people that I'm doing. Yeah, they can't do that. So was the interruption. Sorry about that. But let me take this drink. So, apologize, but I'm the dispatcher. We had 2 dispatchers, and they sucked. I mean, they sucked. Because I got on, and in 13 days, I doubled their output just in 13 days. So I'm asking myself, what the hell were they doing? Not even 13, 12 days. Doubled their output in 12 days what they did in a month. So it's a lesson that shows that people are not going to work for your hard for your business. They're working hard for themselves. Most people are taking jobs and not putting 100% into it. And that showed me, taught me a lesson. I need to get on there and learn it. Now I know the business. I know what it takes to get them in, get them out. I know where to send them so I can get them out. Like right now, they're going to Indiana. I already got a plan to get them back to North Carolina. So, and that was tempting. Yeah. Oh, extra this, I'll take that. No, that little bit of money could ruin us. And then that manifest says a certain weight. Now we have more weight on it. No, unless that thing DOT pull you over and your weight is different from what you got, problems. So, yeah. But let me just send a little text message. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry for the pause. But anyway, so we're falling for the okie doke with the system programming us to believe certain things. So let me switch up. First, let me make some announcements. We got hold on. I'm trying to get y'all to where's my I'm trying to put these little flyers up. Not a better way to do this. This is the men's panel, men's group, the Temple Mind, Body, and Soul men's group, June 25th, 6 p.m. That's this week. This is, I think that's Sunday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you are a man born a man, real man, you can come and join in on this discussion. It's free. Just come in and be a part of the discussion. We're going to be discussing possible plans on making a difference out there. Also, in Atlanta, July 22nd, 23rd, 2023, I will be in Atlanta, as well as Al Bay will be there. The flyer has been updated. I'll update the flyer and advertise that with his name on it. He will be there. He's our 1041 expert. Okay. Oh, he's the one who has been helping people pay off their mortgages. Just like that. So, but how we teach them is in my premium membership. The premium membership has gone up considerably because it's a lot of content, and I got more content to load, and I'm dropping some other big stuff into the membership. So all of those who are grandfathered in, who are in there, they're good. they get to, because they started with me, but that membership is up there now. Oh, I believe it's up there. And if you don't like the price, I'm sorry. This is my price. This is the price. I mean, if I'm paying, it's $49.97. And if you go read it, there's some things that I added in there. Extra bi-weekly meetings is in there. Bi-weekly meetings is in there. Oh, it includes. Is this one updated? The eliminate mortgage debt process, eliminate car debt process, private banking coaching, trust financing coaching, business financing coaching, student loan elimination process coaching, child support, all the IRS webinars, plus the new information that I'm about to drop, name change, driver's license, exclusive access to new information, updating your social security card number, private meetings 2 times per month, classes are recorded. 1 year. This is for 1 year. Trademark, POA, template, recruitment, discharge. That's what the price is. I've been telling y'all I was going up. I told y'all that I was going up. And the reason why I'm going up, because I only want serious people. I want it to be the price. If a person is willing to pay this price, they are serious. They're going to follow the steps. This is the price. I'm sorry if you don't like it. But when I got people paying, getting mortgages paid off left and right, I mean, last 8-9 months, 1, 2, 3, 4 mortgages got paid off. Just think about just that alone, paying off your mortgage. Paying off, I forgot to share the screen. Let's share. It is. This is what y'all call a discharge. This is the discharge recruitment process. It basically is, but it's done the way it's supposed to be done. Not all of that fancy nonsense that we've been following. I followed it. I followed that stuff. Or did I share the screen? I might not have. I don't know if y'all saw that. Hang on, let me share the screen again. I don't know if y'all saw that. I think I did. Yeah. There it is. Let me scroll a little bit so y'all can see. That is the price. Only the serious. Those who got in over the last couple of months, they lucked out because I told them I was going up. And I told you guys I was going up and I'm up. It's up. It's all the way up now. Why? Because I got proven testimony. It's proven itself. Now with all of the content, why would I charge you the same amount when there was hardly any content and we was building on this thing? And now it is 3 years of videos in there, plus all of the extra stuff, and it gets results. I've known people pay 10 grand for nothing. And I think still that's cheap. I almost went up to $9.97, $99.97. Almost went up to that. But Nancy said pull back just a little. There it is. Yes, she says she want to pay off her mortgage. Now, if y'all want to go on a payment plan, we could discuss that. He said Fly was blocking screen. Yeah, all praise Jah said it's worth every penny. Yes. I don't do hot shots. I need a mentor myself. All praise Jah said you want to help with dispatch. Hey, we can talk, definitely. Definitely. Somebody said something about they needed a consultation for somebody. Okay. You said pure energy. I just lost my matriarch, my only parent, by my mama on June 2nd. Hey, sorry to hear that. Zen you rude to the children of light. That sounds like that's Corey Grimes, but I can't think of the nickname. What's up, Peace to you? Haven't heard from you in a while. Yes, it's worth every penny. Actually, I put up one of just a small. I was being modest. I put up one of the smaller the checks earlier. That's one of the small ones. That's a small one. It's not a big one. I got a copy of the big one, but then put it up there. So American National Status Correction. What does that involve? My premium membership, because that's what I show you. In that premium membership is the steps to correcting your status. That is the process for that. So in that premium membership, you get that. All those things I named off was all status correction techniques, proven techniques. Let me share the screen again. The status correct national passport is the first thing right here to that. The power of attorney is the next thing. Trademark, same thing. All part of status correction. The SS5, updating your social security card so you get the new one that has the H on it. Driver's license, updating that record. Name change. Also making the IRS aware of your status. You gotta let everybody know. When I went in for my name change, they said, tell everybody. This was the judge words to me. Now that I'm thinking about it, anybody that's doing a name change now, get a transcript of the proceedings so you can have it for your record. Pay for the transcript if they're gonna charge you. Have that transcript. I think I'm gonna go back and see if I can get the transcript of that. So I could have. I just thought of that. See, my brother just hit me. He said, "Yo, you need to get the transcript." He just spoke to me. He said, "Get the transcript." See, that's why I needed to drink. I needed it, and it got me pouring. I got to do a thank, show some respect to him. He used to like Chinese food, so I'm gonna go get him a plate of chicken fried rice and set it out there for him. So those are the things just with the membership is all related to correcting your status. And then these extra things, student loan elimination, business financing coaching, I could tell y'all all about that. It's all I've been doing over the last 6 months. For myself, not for anyone else, for not myself, for our company, American National Trucking. See, we have a trucking company named after the very process I teach you guys. You know what people say when they hear American National Trucking? Y'all sound like a huge company. Because we are huge. When I call and I get these rates, I try to get out. I get mad respect from them. I've never been really. People say these people are rude. They're not rude to me. It might also have something to do with the sound of my voice, the boom in it. But I get mad. You know why I get mad respect? Because I give them respect. When I talk to them, I get on the phone. I say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I pause. And I don't just run right through. And I try to wait. But if they give pause, they don't say nothing, then I'll move on. But try that with people. Hey, how are you doing? Before you go into your spiel with them, how are you doing? And wait for them to answer you. That right there makes a huge difference in your communication with someone. And I'm polite to them, and they polite to me. Like tonight, when I called in for this load, it was late. I was getting ready for the show. And I said, we had a load that fell through earlier, which is better. I wasn't too upset about it because we got a better load with less miles, paying more money. You see? So if you just be polite, not rude with people, you get a lot more. See, some of y'all some of y'all processes is not going through simply because y'all going in there with an attitude. Y'all might not be talking attitude, but you already think negative of the people. These government people, they all after me. They chumming to get me. Don't people behind the desk can give a rat's ass about you. They really don't care. They're not thinking about you as much as you. They're not thinking about screwing you as much as you believe they are. See, that's another thing that I want to address. Let me get back here. That is see, you can get programmed on all levels. You can get programmed by any movement you get a part of. See, in this movement, with this so-called conscious, unconscious community, people are programmed to believe that every government official is after you. And that's what they appeal to get people to become a part of their groups. They appeal to your suspicions. And it got you thinking twisted about everything. Everybody that work in government is after you. Them people don't give a damn. They just want to work and go home. They hate their job just as much as you hate your job. And here you come in with babbling off all of these codes and all of this stuff, and they be looking at you like, what? They're part of the matrix. They don't understand what you're talking about. So why are you trying to get them to believe you? Just speak what they do understand. Politeness, consideration, compassion. And they'll sit there and point you. If you do it that way, they will point you in the right direction. I remember I went to court for a traffic ticket. I think it was about a year ago. And I wrote my papers, worked a certain way, did my motion to dismiss. And the judge was all like, he was kind of not hostile, but like real aggressive in his tone. Then he pulled my paper out and he started looking at it and flipping through it. Then he paused and he looked at me and I looked at him. Like he was looking at me like I think he was expecting me to start spilling off all this nonsense. And I didn't. Because he was like, he was going da 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 da. He said, Mr. Barber, have a nice day. He didn't say that to everybody else. And then I went another time, another clerk came when I did everything. I had my, see, if your paperwork is straight, you don't have to sit there and try to prove nothing to the people and say something. The judge looked at it. It was a female judge. She looked at it and she looked at me. And then they came to me and said, well, Mr. Barber, because it was what that, remember I told you was that they got me for 2 counts of reckless driving without a license, all this stuff. I told y'all this story before. And they dismissed all of those hard charges and said, well, we're going to chalk it up to mechanical failure. See, but my paperwork did that. My paperwork, she came and said, listen, you know, just we'll do it this way. Just, we don't care. See, they know, you know, and they know, but they don't want the other people to know. So they just talk to you in sign language and eye movements. And you got to pick up on that. And then when I walked out of the girl that was handling the paperwork came up, hey, you have a good day, Mr. Barber. It wasn't saying that to everybody else. Now, just to give y'all how I go to court. I don't go to court with shirts and jeans and t-shirts. I go in there like I'm dressed to impress. I got a suit on. I walk in there because everybody else is. See, you're supposed to be standing out. Meaning you're supposed to be showing yourself to be credible. So I walk in there looking like I'm representing what I say I represent. And every court case I'm going to, once I took over the reins and started learning for myself, I don't have to say anything, much of anything other than a couple of words, and I'm out of there. Same thing with the divorce. They were trying to get all this crap. I wrote my rebuttals. And just a side note, you guys lose a lot of y'all guys lose when these guys talk about they took everything in the divorce. That's because y'all didn't rebut most of that stuff that they said. Y'all didn't put up any resistance. Y'all just let it go, got defaulted, and got a default judgment. So that's y'all fault. Most of y'all. I'm gonna tell you, most of the cases that come across my desk that people that I deal with is because they defaulted, and that's why the problems they have there. With IRS, they didn't respond. With debt collectors, they didn't respond. With the lawsuit, they didn't respond. So you can't blame anybody. Why didn't you respond? You didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Why didn't you know? Remember I told you at the beginning of the show, you're supposed to get curious. Figure this stuff out. Stop letting stuff happen to you. You be the change in your situation and don't let your situation change you. You be the change. Okay? You know? Hold on. It's them sending me the freight thing. Everything looks good. You be the Septimius. Yeah, Supremus. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay. Before we know this Supremus. Yeah. He went back to his ancestral name. But anyway. So, American National Status Correction. I just showed y'all how to do it, or well, what you need to do it. Some of the things you need to do. You could do all this stuff on your own, but why? When I already got proven techniques. When I already got thousands of people that I have helped get through. I've helped people who've been born in other countries get their passport the way it should be done, even though they naturalized. That's all under my belt. The $49.97 is for convenience of having the knowledge that I have and the experience, because anything letter you get, I have beaten it. Okay? All them little funny little robo letters they sent out, beat them. So, signed, sealed, delivered. And it gets better and better. You're only going to get better from here on out. So go there if you want to get the membership. If you need help, financial aid, or some way that you want to work towards that. I'm open. We could talk. Into today's climate, and this is what I really wanted to talk about today. They're sending me a copy of the BOL. So I'm doing two things. I'm managing the trucking company and this at the same time. This is what I really want to talk about. And I think a lot of y'all are sleeping on this. A lot of us are getting caught up in all of these, I identify as this and I identify as that, But the first people who was claiming identity, who really pushed the movement, or I want to identify as something, the people who wanted to identify and claim their true nationality. That's where the movement started. Now it's morphed into all of this other stuff to distract. Now, with the climate, they're giving and allowing people to call themselves whatever without problems. I mean, you're starting to open up applications, male, female, and then you got these other checked by non-binary. They are actually on applications now. So, instead of getting mad about that, you should be happy. Just always an opportunity in chaos. Always opportunity in chaos. Instead of looking at that and see, that's why you can't follow the crowd. You can't follow the great crowd, the broad and spacious path. Because the broad and spacious path is full of distractions and full of arguments and talking points that mean nothing. But if you step back and you really look at what's going on, this is a prime opportunity to correct nationality, and no one can disprove you. Now, when you go into these governmental entities and you claiming who you are, they really, you see, let me show y'all something. Hold on. God, the most powerful creator of all things, great and small, is a genius. Because through all of these little arguments they got about transgender identity and all of that, your freedom is right there. Now, any courtroom you go into, I don't identify as the all caps. I identify as this. Who's going to challenge you now? You see how he opened the door? Do you see? So what y'all waiting on? All of y'all that have not corrected, I told y'all. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. I've done this a million times probably by now. Maybe this will hit home. Give me a second. I'm going to share the screen in a second. I don't know exactly where. I know it's on here. Yeah, here it is. Let's share the screen. I don't know. Share. Hold on. Present. Now we're talking before I share what I'm about to share. See, they in government documents, they identify who they're talking to. And I know some of y'all are still kind of caught up in y'all thinking, oh man, they ain't gonna let that, they letting all that other stuff fly. Why not this? and they've been flying for me. So I'm jumping on the gravy train. Huh. Well, you want to argue with me, but you ain't arguing with that. So you can't. Now you're discriminating against me. I got ammunition for them. What does this say? This is a 1040 instruction for 2022. It says these rules apply to all U.S. citizens, regardless of where they live, and resident aliens. So if you're not identifying with this, either one of these titles, this don't apply to you. Huh? Do I need to show y'all that again? Read it again. These rules apply to all. Well, I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I don't identify as that. I know some people might chuckle, ha ha ha, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. It was working before that, so even more so now. That's why I did the show. I was laying in bed and I had this boom explosion of thought and got a download. And this is why I'm here now. And reason why, for some reason, my brother was heavy on my mind today. And this is all him. Now, one thing about my brother, I'm going to just share something with you. A dude that can find a loophole, he could. Because he was a bookworm. Very street smart at the same time. So I know this is coming from him. To come to think about it, it's probably, now that I'm really thinking and I know his persona, all of it's coming from him. Because he was heavy into books, reading a lot. I didn't get into books till like high school. He was always into reading and studying stuff and coming up with these strange ideas. And my mom used to say to him, "Oh, you're always coming up with some scam." She used to call it his thinking scamish. But he was really ahead of his time. He was thinking things through. And I remember when he passed, I used to have these like visions or dreams where he would be in the dream pointing at things. And when I followed his instructions, things worked out. I haven't had those dreams in a very long time. I might soon be having them again. But as soon as he passed, he used to be pointing, and I used to follow his directions. This is real. This is real talk. They always worked out. And I guess over time, his memory faded and he stopped persisting. Now he's back. And he was always there. So if everybody's identifying as whatever, why should you have a problem with identifying as an American national, but not a citizen of the United States? Why? What y'all waiting for? Anybody that has not done it, and those of you who they are preventing from getting your passport for some crazy reason, we about to bust that one in the head too. See, I've been priming you guys to set everything up religiously. I don't care what religion it is, set it up religiously. So that's the tool that I would use to get you from under it. And I'm sitting here, man. It's all rushing in, but not all can be said. I'm writing down some stuff to remember. Because right now, this ain't me talking. All right. Y'all watching history being made right now? History is about to be made. Give me 1 second. Oh, might say great stream. Yo. what's happening in my head right now, it's coming too fast for me to even say. That's why I had to write it down to remind me. I wrote a quick reminder statement, and so they could all stay with me. Man, this is the greatest time ever. And I don't even know if we're going to ever get this again, to make a stance and get these nationalities set up correctly. Well, I already got that part, but really move and change this game where you guys are being prevented from getting passport because you supposedly owe a debt that they can't even prove that you owe. Only reason why they proving it that you owe it because you accepted that they. Do y'all understand everything that they telling you is because you accepted that as a truth? Snap out of it. You believed it and you accepted it and you took it. Oh, threw your hands up. When I started to realize how much power we really have is when I helped one letter, $91,000 worth of debt. I'm like, whoa, that's powerful. And that was just scratching the surface. All because a position was taken, a stance was taken, a decision was made, action was made. Most of you are dealing with your problems because you have not taken proper action. First of all, in the mind, the thought. I'm telling you, this is it. The time is now, because when I look at everything that's happening, shit's about to hit the fan. And if you ain't on the right side of the tracks, when that shit hit the fan, it's getting all on you. We should start positioning ourselves financially so that we could go all this land out there to be bought so that we could grow food and just be self-sustaining. Just think about it. If this economy collapsed, who you think is going to care about us? It's going to be every man for himself. Survival of the fittest for real. Oh, we've had a good run. But as you know, empires rise and empire falls. That's just the nature of things. We live and the body dies. I mean, anybody else break that cycle yet? Nope. Which makes you think, see, we have gotten too comfortable with the government titty. Been sucking on that titty and got too comfortable. Oh, but they're about to cut you off. They're about to wean you, cold turkey you right off that titty. The stuff that's coming down the pipe that they have been setting up since COVID started. They ready? Are you ready? They got their plan. Do you have a plan? I was listening to a clip by Dr. Umar, and he was saying something about how guys complain about women like as if they didn't have something to do with the bitterness in women, right? At first, I was a little triggered, but I listened. What I like to do when I get triggered, I like to listen all the way through. And the brother does have a point. We can't blame the sisters for everything. I mean, they do take some responsibility, but we have to have a responsibility. Can you say as a man, you've been a leader in your neighborhood, in your home? We are supposed to be the providers and protectors. What have we been really protecting? We have actually watched our children, and when I say our children, just because it's someone else's child doesn't mean it's your child. They're all our children, get shot in the street. And how many men went out there and took to that? and went out there and did something about that. It keeps happening. All we do is march and talk about it. We don't do nothing. So what is a woman supposed to do when she look around and men are not doing anything? Oh, we want them to go marching. So what has happened is what he said. They have taken up the masculine qualities that some men lack. And then one of the guys said, well, they don't listen. They keep picking the Pookies and the Ray Rays. And he said something very profound. He said, if men was doing what they're supposed to do, there wouldn't be no Pookies and Ray Rays. Meaning, if men were teaching men how to be men, there would be no Pookies and Ray Rays. And he's right. How many men you know are really raising men? I know I on an individual level, I'm raising my boys to be men. And that's what he said. I'm not talking about you excellent father, but as a whole, how are we doing when we talking about raising the boys? I know we could use this as an excuse. Well, some of these mothers won't allow us. No, how we raise other boys is by our example. And too many young boys have men that are not good examples. And then the other, well, women are raising them. That no excuses here. It's time to take all excuses off the table. You still got to do your part, even though someone may not allow you. And doing your part may not directly. But one thing I know about boys, they know who to show out with by the persona of that man. My sons know how far they can go with me. Like one of my sons, he talked trash over the phone, but in my face, never would happen. You see what I'm saying? If we were face to face, he'll talk. Well, he distance, he might say a couple of slick things. I ain't gonna deny, but me in the face, it'd be yes, sir. Yes, sir. Literally. Why? Because my persona says that I'm a man and I'm expecting you to act like one, and we're going to conduct ourselves as men and speak as men. I'm still raising my boys. They 28, 26, 28, and 30. And I'm still raising them. See, raising a man doesn't stop after they're teenagers. And that's some people misconceive that. Oh no, they old enough to know. No, you still gotta teach. Because as I get older and gain wisdom, I still have to impart. Hey, I was like this at your age. Now I think differently now. See, that's the issue. A lot of us are taking our hands off of these boys because they got to a certain age, thinking that's where the training stopped. Nope, it don't stop there. I've learned that hard and fast with my boys. I'm working with them closely now. And I'm seeing things. I'm growing from it, by working with them. And he did have a point. We got to stop worrying about whether the women are right or wrong. What are we doing? How are we contributing? If you want to make something better, you got to be better. You got to be a better man. Be a better representation of what men are supposed to be. We ain't got time to be checking nobody else. We need to check ourselves. And I'm too many guys I've talked to and counseled, and I can see that they need some work on their manhood. You see? Somebody asking me one of those questions that I'll get to it. So back to the passport, because I got questions in here. Let's see what they said. Peace and love and light, brother. How is the family and how's your health? Sorry for the late response just now. Hopping on here. Oh, everything's great. Thank you. How's yours? Akeem paper was the truth. My student went bye-bye just by applying for the passport correctly. Cool. Yeah, it was a bill of lading. Said pass the spirit. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is. It's all gone. You said I feel. Yep, another remedy coming. And here's the question that I want to get to. Do you know anything on the DS60 form for a name change not through a court order? A name change on a DS60 is not the equivalent of a court order. Okay? A court order directs anyone to follow that order in any jurisdiction, called the full faith and credit clause. A DS60 is not a court order. See, there's no shortcut to this thing. It's either you're going to walk all the way, you can walk halfway, but that's not all the way. So if you walk halfway, it's pretty much like doing no way. Okay? You got to walk it all out. Stop trying to take the shortcuts. You got to get in front and stand in front of those people. And stand your ground. And tell them what you want. I went in there, it was simple, with the right spirit, the right energy, and the right paperwork written in the right way. No one's giving you problems. See, I don't get in there and put, I'm not a belligerent, pre-1933, this, that, and the other, all this extra nonsense. I speak their language, and I just put just a couple of little phrases in there. My paperwork is simple. 1 page, maybe 2. I see people throwing in 10, 20-page documents into a court. You really believe a judge wants to read that? And if I was a judge, I'd be pissed off if you give me something 20 pages to read. I'd be pissed off if you gave me something 5 pages to read. I know in some situations it's unavoidable. Most judges don't read that stuff. They get you, tell me what this says. Go. Tell me what this is saying. They don't have time. Their caseload's too heavy. But they can read a 1-page document really fast. That's straight and to the point. And see, my methods are so simple. A lot of the complicated, too educated, and too sophisticated don't fool with me. And I don't want to fool with them. You want some complicated writings? There's plenty of places you can go. You want to sound fancy in the courtroom? There's plenty of people over there. I have won more cases with misspelled words and bad grammar than anybody with all the perfect writings. I was helping some people out, and they were teachers. Teachers sometimes can be the most annoying sometimes. And, this ain't right. I said, do you ever read legalese? It's not written the way you speak. So why do you think you can't understand it? Because it's not written in a way so you can understand it. But they fell by the wayside because they were too smart, too intelligent for me. I was, in their eyes, not smart enough. But yet, guess what? 2 years later, they still fighting their problems. They'll come knocking on my door when they get tired of being run around. And guess what? My price is going triple. You want me to work now? It's triple now. Let's see. Our children know what's up. The system has fallen out of alignment to God's family structure. This is why there's so much confusion in the world. Absolutely. Yeah, but correcting your nationality now is good. Y'all need to get on it. Now, y'all got power now. Y'all got this mainstream media is following you. They done got so entwined in all this identity stuff. Now it's a free for all. And guess what? You get to ride the wave right on in. All right. Brother said, that's enough. Y'all done got enough for the night. 9:17. And I'm going to say this to end it off. You want the membership? Akimel.com. You want if you just want the remedy for the student loans, Akimel.com. Actually, the remedy
Let me think if this link don't work, just email me and let me know. They're still kind of working on it. Team Barber Church. By that. And that's where the student loan information is. All right. With that being said, I will say this to you people, all you good people, all you divine manifestations of God, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.